Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the Nashville Stars Franchise. Now, in episode 2, we got to see opening day and really got a little glimpse of what this team could possibly look like. Obviously, we got the win, and I'm not expected to win a lot of games, but I do have some veterans who on this squad are really going to prove themselves to be maybe bridge players and possibly even bigger than that in this series. The one guy I want to focus on here first is Miguel Rojas. I really like him in the middle infield. I'm not saying he's going to be our shortstop of the franchise, but he's a guy that even in his older days could convert over to second or third and play there. Who knows? But I really like his I wouldn't say upside, but I would say his mentorship for our young players going forward. He is a good defensive guy. And here we have some gameplay of him player locked versus the Boston Red Sox. Obviously, we're down big in this one, 8-2. But he is going to be a guy that is going to contribute pretty heavily in the first few seasons of this franchise. I don't see him going anywhere. I would say out of all the position players, he's probably the most safe of guys over 30 right now. And like I said, I really love his ability to hit the ball to all fields. He has great contact ratings, and he's going to be a guy that's going to be a mentor for our younger guys. In this episode, we will be checking out our top prospects. That will be the meat and potatoes of this episode. Now, how I did the organization when I first started the series, I completely gutted it and then signed all San Diego studio generated players. And then I also included my members on the channel as prospects in the organization. So today we will go over that list. So here is the full list of our top 12 prospects here in the Nashville Stars organization. We will go through each of these, but here is a little preview. We only have one A potential prospect in the entire organization, and we have 4 B potential guys total in the organization also. So let's just start with our top prospect. This is Kerry Doss. He is a first baseman who can really hit the ball for power. That is his best tool. He's not the greatest fielder. He has decent speed for a first baseman, but what he really excels at is hitting for power. He is going to be a guy in the future right now at 71 overall and A potential. Going to be a guy that's going to get moved up to the MLB, probably for the call-ups later this year. We'll see who's performing the best, but right now I really love the potential with his bat. He could be that cornerstone piece of the franchise going forward in years to come. But we'll see how the drafts go as well. But right now, he's our only A potential guy. I definitely want to add some A potential guys in the draft. Hopefully, we draft well here in Season 1. I think this is going to be a huge draft because it pretty much is going to set the stage for the rest of the series. But Kerry Doss, you can just see right here that power to the gap, and he will drive in a run on this one on the double. And he is going to be a guy that is really going to be a big bat in the middle of our lineup going forward. Now, our number 2 prospect is Tyson King. Right now, he's 71 overall, B potential, one of those few B potential guys we have in the organization. You can see his ratings are kind of lowered here. It's because the San Diego studio generated prospects usually come in a little too high for me. I did lower him down to a 71 overall. He is B potential. He can hit very well. He also is pretty good defensively. He isn't the best, but he has a good glove, and I like what I see from him. Now, what I want to see improved is probably his vision. I want to see that vision go up because I need a reliable bat at third base. Now, I want to say third base is kind of a position where you should be able to find good hitters. He's going to have to excel at hitting in order to stay in that spot there. He has 68 vision. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I really want a guy who's going to be a dominant hitter at the plate at the hot corner. Now, let's go to our third prospect in the organization, John Dumont. He is a B potential 67 overall shortstop, has an excellent glove, a good arm right now for a prospect, and he's only 20 years old. He also can swipe bags at 94 rating, and he also has decent speed. Not great speed, but decent speed. But I really like him. He throws right-handed, hits left-handed, and he is a guy that is going to have a couple of years to develop. I'm not even in a rush to move him up, and I think that Miguel Rojas definitely can be kind of a mentor for him. And I do want to introduce something into the series. Now, I'm not sure how I will do it yet, but it is going to be a mentorship type of progression system that I will include in the series, where we have a mentor every year, and players under that position will get a boost in potential. Now, right now, I'm thinking that the season 1's mentor will be Miguel Rojas. Now, I will probably go over that in the draft episode once I figure out the system. But basically how it will work is I will have one mentor in the organization each year, and then every prospect at that position or in that group of positions will get a boost in potential. Now let's go to our next best prospect. One of our last, that actually is our last B potential prospect in the organization, Kendrick Franklin Cole, a very good hitting outfielder. But man, I wish he was a great fielder. He is a great bat. I gotta admit, he has power to all fields. Right now, he is one of our top prospects at the AAA level right now. Is he going to get moved up this year? I'm not sure. I think the production will have to be up there in order for me to move him up. But right now, we have time with him. But he is an excellent hitter. In my opinion, he is the best hitter in our organization right now as far as prospects go. Basically because he has excellent contact ratings, he has good vision, and you know what? He has decent speed at 60 for an outfielder, for a corner outfielder. That's not really like elite speed, but I'm not expecting a corner outfielder to have elite speed. So I like him right now at the AAA level. I'm curious to see how well he will hit. I could move him down to AA if he does start to struggle, but right now he's not showing any signs of struggling. Now we move on to our C potential guys. Actually, we have another B potential guy coming up, but this is our top prospect as far as pitchers go in the organization. This is Damian Houston, a guy that's got excellent stuff. But that's the thing. He's C potential, and he's our top prospect. We definitely need to draft well to add more to the depth in our organization at starting pitching, even relief pitching at that. But I think Houston is going to be a guy in the future that is going to get a shot at the MLB in the starting rotation for sure. He is a guy that has a live fastball. He can hit his spots. He doesn't walk many guys either. Has a ton of break on his off-speed stuff. And I like what I see from him. Now, he is taller, 6 foot, I believe 6 or so, 6'4", 5, 6. I'm not really sure, but he's a taller pitcher. He comes downhill with that fastball. Honestly, he could add a running fastball and it'd be really good. But you can just see here, versus the AAA competition, he is pitching very well. And I love the potential I see out of him. It's only a C potential rating. But if guys perform well, the game will naturally progress potential up above what their current potential rating is. So he's a C now. He could possibly move on to a B potential. Who knows? Now let's just refresh the list here, looking at our top prospects. We just went over the top 5, but I want to circle in on the bottom 6 to 12 guys, and I want to start at 12 here and look at Isaac Plumbo. Now, the reason I want to look at him is because he is on a big-time hitting streak, and he is our hottest hitter in the organization to start this year in the month of April. Here he is at the plate, driving one deep to right field for our AAA affiliate, and he will get another hit and extend that hit streak, I believe, to 15 games to start the year. Here he gets a pitch and he hits one up the middle. That one does get knocked down by the shortstop, but you can just see he has power to all parts of the field. His issue is really his vision. He's got a low vision rating. He is at first base also, so he's going to have to compete for Kerry Doss against Kerry Doss. So we will see how he develops. Now, this is our last B potential rating guy, Yogi Bear, hitting 268 at the AA level, 65 overall. He is a little older at 24, but he still is a good potential guy. A lot of guys blossom late in their career, so I'm not really worried about him being 24 years old or a little older. Nico Latonia is a decent outfielder with a really good arm at only 18 years old. Now, his story was he was committed to play baseball somewhere in the SEC or ACC. Some say he was close to committing to Miami. Some say it was LSU. He decided to forego that. He's out of Brazil. He decided to go straight to the major leagues. Obviously, he's going to be in the minors for us at our AA affiliate, but he's a guy to watch out for. So he's 18 years old. He's our youngest prospect in the organization. We have another shortstop besides John Duma, and that is Justin Faith. Now, I don't know if he's going to be the shortstop of the future, but he definitely has a chance to obviously compete for another infield position. He plays second and third. He does need to get that vision up. Also, that arm needs to be better, so shortstop might not be his position when it comes to being ready for the show. Our second ranked, highest ranked pitcher in the organization is Ty Macklin, the 63 overall C potential 20-year-old pitcher. He's decent. He definitely needs to improve with his all-around game. I think that he just needs some years to develop in the minors, and we will see how that kind of progresses with him. And then we are at number 10. Brian Lacker is a catcher. He is our top catcher prospect in the organization, C potential, 66 overall. He has a decent bat, but obviously I want somebody with higher potential, so hopefully he performs well and that potential rating graduates to the next level. At 11, we have third baseman Buddha Bless, who's got excellent contact rating here. He has a good arm at third also, but he is a pretty poor fielder with that 40 rating. Another guy that can hit pretty well, but his fielding ratings aren't really up to par, so I'm definitely going to be working on training with some of these players, and I won't go over exactly what I'm putting training towards because I think that leaving it on auto is probably the best course of action, but sometimes with guys like that where you know they're good hitters already and you want to develop them in the field, you need to go after training pretty hard with their fielding attributes. So in this episode throughout it, we get through the month of April, and you can just see the Nashville Stars kind of start out struggling a little bit, and then we win some games in the middle of April, but then we just go on a huge losing streak, losing 9 straight games. We get swept by Oakland, swept by the Angels, and then also swept by the Yankees, losing 9 straight here at the end of the month. Then we actually win the last 2 games versus Boston here, 4-3, 4-2. Now, an interesting note here is that throughout all of those losses, we did not score more than 4 runs. And that is an issue. We need to get on base. We need to manufacture runs. We need to find guys who can get on base and score. I think that's kind of where we're going to struggle early on in this series, just manufacturing runs. Because we start out this year 10-17, dead last in the American League East. And we definitely need to start developing our young guys more because we don't have much depth at the MLB level. And I wanted to show you guys the prospects right now so you can see who we can potentially move up. I don't know about this year, but maybe if we had one of these prospects that really does blossom in the minors, he could get a shot already at the show. I wanted to highlight a trade that I saw around the league here in the first part of this season in the month of April. Joe Adell gets traded for Ben Gamble. Now, MLB The Show promised that they fixed the logic here. I don't understand this, trading an A potential 63 overall, 22 high potential Joe Adell to the Pirates for Ben Gamble. I don't understand it. Maybe it's that they're adding to their depth to make a run at the playoffs. I'm not exactly sure. He is hitting 278, hitting very well, but I just don't agree with this. I think that, Joe Adell, we all know he's one of the top prospects in baseball. I could not see him getting traded. One move also I wanted to make here is I wanted to boost Jake Woodford's potential. I think it's completely unfair for a 25-year-old at the MLB level to have deep potential, so I moved that up to about a 74, and then I will let the game kind of dictate how it decreases and increases from there. And just looking at our pitching and hitting, we are kind of in the bottom third of the MLB as far as rankings go. ERA, we're in the bottom third. Batting average, we're right in the middle actually with 19 just about. And then on base percentage, I think this is where we struggle here. We're 23rd with 309 on base. Miguel Rojas at 380 on base percentage. He is doing very, very well. And that's the reason why I highlighted him at the beginning of this episode. I think that he's just going to be a bigger piece than what people really thought he would be in this expansion draft. Now, I will cover the MLB level in the month of May pretty heavily, so I wanted to cover the prospects in April, cover the MLB in May, and then we get into the draft. But you can just see our schedule in the month of May is going to be kind of tough. We play the Twins, Yankees, Red Sox multiple times, a lot of tough teams along with the St. Louis Cardinals as well. And just looking at how our team is doing, Eric Sogard is leading our team in average, obviously with the bench role. Miguel Rojas is doing the best, though, 287 average, 380 on base percentage. Eli White's kind of in a bench role. Jake Nottingham is hitting 264 in a platoon role with Jorge Alfaro. Victor Robles is hitting 253. He hits last in our lineup, so I want to see that average up a little bit to kind of manufacture some runs here. Now that there's a universal DH, that wouldn't matter anyway since we're in the AL. And then looking at our other guys here that are hitting kind of poorly, Jorge Alfaro in a platoon role has a high on base percentage, 357, but hitting terribly at 222. Chad Pinder is down there at 209. I definitely want to see that higher. And then Tyrone Taylor and Josh Fuentes are the most disappointing, hitting below 200. So I hope you guys enjoyed our top prospects. Let me know which guy you think might be the highest potential guy as far as where his ceiling will go. Who's going to be the guy that you think is going to boom out of all of those top 12 prospects? And throughout the year, I'm going to show that graphic of the rankings and kind of show the progression of where I rank them, if they move up, if they move down, if there's new prospects in the top 12. And I kind of want to be interactive with that. So I'm going to listen to you guys in the comment section what you guys think as well. So that's going to do it here for our top prospects. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tinted. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, this how we ride.